So next up is Nature Spiral. It is a 2 mana, 1 green, 1 colorless sorcery for, it says return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Now, this is a good card in that it has the ability to regrowth something. And regrowth effects are always strong, especially in standard.
Yep.
Because if you lost your good thing to a counterspell or whatever, you just get it back.
Or you can get a land.
Yeah, or you can get, worst case scenario, you get a land. But yeah, it does suck to have your bomb card like go to the graveyard, do a counterspell or a removal spell, and then you just buy it back. Get it back with Nitro Spiral. So it's a good card for standard. Not going to see any standard or modern play or legacy play or anything like that.
No,
there's already tons of those cards, but this card will see standard play as a real good card. Next up is one of the reasons why the Night deck's going to be a thing, I think, and also why Humans is going to get another boost, and that is Dauntless Bodyguard. For 1 white mana, it is a 2/1 creature human knight. As Dauntless Bodyguard enters the battlefield, choose another creature you control. Then it says sacrifice Dauntless Bodyguard. The chosen creature gains indestructible to end a turn. So this card is good for 2 reasons. First off, it's a good early beater. A 1 mana 2/1, fantastic.
It's great.
It's good for the second reason in that it's good late game, because then the ability comes into effect where you choose a creature and then you can sack it to give that card indestructible. So
like
it's
if your
good.
bomb comes in and it's not.
Yeah. If it's not hex proof or something like that, or the opponent goes to board wipe, at least you can sack this to save your creature. So it's good early and it's good mid and late. Like it is a fantastic card. Humans inherently in modern doesn't have a whole lot of protection. They have Meddling Mage to prevent the player from playing a card.
Yep. They have sideboard Selfless Spirit.
Yeah, and they have sideboard Selfless Spirit to give all your dudes thing. But the thing about Selfless Spirit is it's not a human. This is a human. So this could see main deck play and still have a couple of copies of Selfless Spirit in the sideboard to help protect the team. But at least this will help protect your giant Chepina Parish to keep on beating.
Right.
This is also going to be part of the reason why Knights in Standard is going to be a thing as well. Just the 1 mana 2/1 is just, it can't be overstated. That is a good thing with a sweet upside ability. Like, creatures are good. So very, very strong card. Next up is Goblin War Chief with double red and a colorless for 2/2. Creature, Goblin Warrior. It says Goblin spells you cast one. I'm sorry. Goblin spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and then it also says goblins you control have haste. So this is a big player in Legacy. It sees Legacy play already. It was not available for Modern, so now it is Modern viable.
Definitely should go in like 8 whack, whatnot.
It probably will go in 8 whack. We'll see the number ratio it'll go in at, but it probably will go into
like
8 whack.
Or 2 of.
Yeah, and then in Standard, I don't know if there's enough goblins to make goblins a thing just yet, but it's close. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure with the core set coming up that
goblins are pretty big.
That will be one of the key cards after that after the core set comes out.
Yes.
So essentially, it's already seeing play in Legacy. It probably will see Modern play, and Standard once the core set comes out more than likely we'll see play. So it'll be seen played in 3 formats.
I believe so.
Pretty strong card.
Yes.
Next up is a card that will probably be the glue that holds the fungus slash sapling deck together, and that is the Spore Crown Thaliid. It is a 2 mana, 2/2, 1 green and 1 colorless for a creature fungus. Each other creature you control that's a fungus or sapling gets +1/+1. So it's a sapling slash fungus lord. And it's a 2/2 for 2. Like, that's pretty great rate.
Yeah.
Like, can't really get any better than that.
No,
I mean,
not really.
even the Vampire Knight lord that was in the last set, Rivals of Ixalan, it was a 2 mana 2/2
Right.
that gave your other vampires +1/+1. The thing about this is it's not one of each color. It's a green and a colorless, so it's actually even better. Because from the looks of it, this is going to be the sapling deck. Sapling and fungus deck is going to be a green-black deck. So even if you only had 2 green mana on your turn 2, you could still cast this guy.
Yeah, it's still good.
Yeah,
It's just a good turn 2 play.
it's great turn 2 play. Next up is a card that's being talked about a decent amount. It's called Settle the Score. 4 mana, 2 black, 2 colorless, sorcery. Exile target creature. Put 2 loyalty counters on a planeswalker you control. Now, this creature, this spell has to have the target first, which is pretty important. Meaning, you can't just play this on an empty board with a planeswalker.
Correct.
You have to have a target. So I think that even though people are hyping this to a good amount, and you can exile your own creature to get the effect to go off. I think people are overhyping this card, honestly. I'm not saying it's a bad card, but
the sorcery
speed holds it back, and the fact that you have to have a creature to target makes it also difficult.
in standard, it's gonna probably see sideboard play.
Yeah.
It's definitely not gonna see play in modern.
Nope.
Like,
and everybody's like, yeah, well, you can ult with Lily. Like, okay.
the only way that I see it
that's
seeing play in modern is like for like a dedicated planeswalker deck.
Yeah.
That's the only way, and then
I can see that. But
big if.
But like it'll be all the fill bads is if you have to like do something stupid like activate a man land or something to get this to go off, or
It's just
or play play a creature to then kill it. Like, that just sounds really bad. So yeah, this is a very interesting card, but I think it's overhyped for what it is.
especially since there's another card in standard right now that just got reprinted. Vana's the 2 black 2 colorless exile target creature.
Yeah.
And you gain 2 life.
Yeah, Vraska's Contempt.
Vraska, that was Vana.
Yeah, no.
There's another one.
Yeah, there's another one in the set. Yeah. So, it's an interesting card, but I think it's overhyped.
Yes.
This card, however, is not really hyped, and it should be. Seal Away for a white and a colorless enchantment with flash. I'm going to say that again. With flash. Whenever Seal Away enters the battlefield, exile target tapped creature and opponent controls until Seal Away leaves the battlefield. So this is a strictly better Journey to Nowhere.
Yes.
Literally. It is basically instant speed removal and like with no drawback.
Yeah.
And it's the same cost. It's the exact same cost as Journey to Nowhere. It is a strictly better card.
It's basically a stasis snare, just cheaper.
Yeah.
And it just has to be tapped.
it is a sweet card. Like, now, granted, if the creature has vigilance, this
Then, I mean,
it's all the feel bads.
You're boned.
Yeah, it's all the feel bads, but 90% of the cards don't have vigilance. So this is gonna be the Nutter Butters right here. This is a very, very good card.
Definitely see it.
Yeah.
That's definitely standard play. Potential for modern play.
Oh no! In an Enchantress deck, this is this goes
Definitely.
in place of Journey to Nowhere.
Oh, definitely.
So this is a fantastic card. Next up is Call the Cavalry. A white, 4 mana, 3 colorless and 1 white. For sorcery, create 2/2 white knight creature tokens with vigilance. In so many of the create X cards with whatever, like a lot of them are like just 2/1/1s of a creature type. This is 2/2/2s, and they have vigilance. I think like this is basically the top end of the curve for the knight deck in standard. But even if you're not playing knights and you're just playing white, something that's white, this is still a very good value spell. The 4 mana for 4 power across 2 bodies that have vigilance. Very good. Very solid in standard.
In standard, yes.
Won't see any play in anything else, but this is a very solid standard play.
I figure there's way better for.
Yeah.
But
Next up is Broken Bond. And this card is
broken.
pretty close to broken. For 1 colorless and 1 green, it's a sorcery. With destroy target artifact or enchantment, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield.
Just
So
the fact that it destroys an artifact or enchantment is good.
Yeah, so it's basically a naturalized, though it doesn't have instant speed. It's a naturalized that you get to play any land for free.
Any land.
So it's like a naturalized stapled onto an explorer almost. I mean, it's the fact that you get to play any land just for free. It's awesome, legit awesome all-star in standard.
Definitely.
In any green deck. This could potentially see play in Valakut decks in modern.
Now the only issue is you have to have a target. I mean, so like the biggest thing is like.
Oh, you would. What I'm saying, you would put it in sideboard. It's, It's not main board. It's sideboard.
No, definitely.
But it is a really strong card in modern as well. And we'll probably see play in some decks. If I was gonna say that this could possibly see play in the lands deck as well in Legacy,
I was thinking the same actually.
but it's so the current card that is used in that deck is for enchantment or artifact removal is Crow's Grip, so it can't be countered. And I think that is probably still going to take precedence, but I wouldn't be surprised if people experiment with this card.
Just to get the value out.
Just to see. Because being able to play another land for free is pretty big.
You put, let's say,
the
turn one,
stage, or whatever.
well, Vesuva.
Yeah. Well, the deck doesn't play Vesuva anymore, but it does play. It did play Vesuva for a while, but it plays the Thespian stage, Dark Depths combo. But very good card. Next up, specifically again for standard, card called Run Amok. 1 red, 1 colorless. Instant target attacking creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample until end of turn. So it's a better giant growth. Good combat tricks are always good.
Yep.
Titan Strength saw play, major play when it was in standard. Granted, these cards don't see play really in modern.
No,
but
not much.
but it's going to be a very strong card in standard whenever whatever deck it is that you're putting. I mean, this with Hazard feels really good. I mean, you attacking them for 8 with trample. One of the things about Hazard is it doesn't have trample. This now gives Hazard trample, so really good. It's a green ability that is given to a red card. So yeah. Next up, I chose this card because I thought it was sweet. This probably won't see any play. I mean, it could, but I don't know. If the Sapporoning deck exists, this is going to go at the top end of that deck too. It's Thaliad Omnivore for a black and 3 colorless. It's a creature fungus. Or I'm sorry, black and 3 colorless. It's a 3/3 creature fungus. Pay 1 and sacrifice another creature. Thaliad Omnivore gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If a sapling was sacrificed this way, you gain 2 life. So regardless, it's going to get +2/+2. If it was a sapling, you get also an additional 2 life. And the sapling deck already makes a bunch of tokens, so after you've swung with it, you could sack one of them. Well, no, you couldn't swing with it because you wouldn't get any plus ability. Well, actually, you could do it on defense. Make it 5/5 on defense and gain 2.
Yep.
So that's actually not a bad card. But the reason why I like this card a lot is the art is super dope. It's almost like something from Little Shop of Horrors. Like he's got a giant mouth and about to eat whatever that is. I don't know. Probably a sapling, I guess. He's got some sweet staff. A lot of the creatures in this set have staffs.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is, I don't know what that's about, but I guess that's something in the lore, I guess. But yeah, I really, really like this card. I'm not saying it's a great card. I just like the design of this card. But yeah, we're gonna pause for a second. Make sure that it's still rolling.
I was actually just thinking that.
Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So next up is Skirk Prospector.
A reprint.
Yep, it's a sweet reprint. 1 mana, 1/1 creature goblin. Sacrifice a goblin. Add 1 red mana.
That's
pretty simple, pretty sweet.
that and Siege Game Commander is pretty good.
They're pretty best friends. This is gonna see play in this will see play in modern goblins.
Yes.
8 whack. Because you can sack a goblin. You can tap out, then sack a goblin to get a red mana. To then goblin grenade second another goblin. So you can literally tap out.
Or bolt or
Yeah,
anything.
I mean adding the 1 red mana is awesome.
Having that on the field is just you're never sure when you're gonna die.
Right, 100%. Like it's a simple ability, but it is so good, so good. This will probably be the bottom part of the curve if there's a standard deck for it, because its ability with Siege Game is really good. So,
yes.
But it will see play in modern for sure. The next up is one of two. Well, actually, I didn't put one, but we'll go over it together after.
Klein?
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't come up, but so we're gonna discuss now Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. It is a 5 mana, 3 colorless, of blue and a white for a legendary Planeswalker Teferi. Comes in with 4 loyalty. His +1 ability says draw a card at the beginning of the next end step, untap 2 lands. His -3 ability says put target non-land permanent into its owner's library 3rd from the top. And then -8 is you get an emblem with whenever you draw a card, exile target permanent and opponent controls. Wow. Every ability on this card
He's very strong.
is super strong.
He essentially just costs 3 mana.
He essentially costs 3 mana for a 5 loyalty planeswalker.
Yes.
That is nuts.
You play him and you leave up negate mana.
Yeah, you play him. You play him, and you literally get to leave up any counterspell that costs 2. Logic Knot, negate, whatever. Like,
Mana leak.
oh, this is so good.
Counterspell if you're playing Legacy.
I mean, it allows you to play tap out control type style, which is really strong.
Or if you have, you need to remove anything, any line, Karn, Ulamog, putting it third from the top.
Yep.
That's a good way. That's good ways down the deck.
Yeah, and if they forget and shuffle their, they fetch or whatever, forget and shuffle their deck. Then
if they have a Jace, then that feels bad.
Yeah, but still,
they still have to cast it again.
These two guys going to be together in a lot of decks. Jace and Teferi.
Definitely.
I think that's going to be a thing.
And then the emblem.
The emblem is just like it's another variation of Venser, because Venser's was you had to cast a spell to exile. This one is you just draw a card, exile a permanent. So if you divination, you exile 2 cards, pay 3 mana, draw 2 cards.
Brainstorm.
Oh, gross. Yeah, 1 mana. Draw 3, exile 3 cards.
Consecrated Sphinx.
Get out of here,
dude. That's
This card is really good. It's the best of the 3 walkers from this set. By far. Karn is good, but this card is really good. It'll see play in standard. It'll see play in modern. Probably in a blue-white control deck of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Blue-white control already exists, and the 5-drop slot is being covered by Gideon currently. Generally, people play 2 Gideons, so I could possibly see a 1-1 split of this.
Yeah.
Because it's really strong. There's no it defends itself. It allows you to play tap out control. This card's sweet. Next up is his favorite card from the set. So we already went over my favorite card. We're going to go over his favorite card now. You want to?
Muldrotha, the Gravetide.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 6 converted mana cost Sultai, black, green, blue, 3 colorless, legendary creature, elemental avatar. During each of your turns, you may play up to 1 permanent card of each permanent type from your graveyard. 6/6. Now, the reason I love this card so much is I play Reanimator quite a bit. Commander, Modern. The issue, I say issue. I just have to switch from Abzan to Sultai, but that's no problem. It's a phenomenal card. Great in any Reanimator deck.
Yep.
I could see it definitely being like a 1 or 2 of in standard.
Yeah, top end.
Yeah,
sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Even just a 6 mana 6/6.
Oh yeah,
still good.
That's phenomenal.
Without even the text on it, that's still good.
I mean, the fact that you can play 1 of each permanent type from your graveyard, and that includes lands.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. Now, for example, for Carador, the only thing Carador has over it is the cost reduction.
Right.
But Carador only counts for creatures, so that's a better version.
This card pairs with the 2 best cards for putting cards into the graveyard in Mulch and Grizzly Salvage. So there could be a modern deck with this.
Tasker.
Yeah, Tasker also is in that. Those are all in those colors as well.
Yep.
So there could be a Tasker, Muldrotha, something, Sultai Reanimator deck.
Definitely plan on building this as commander.
Definitely Commander staple, but I'm just saying
Definitely.
that there's more than likely going to be a standard deck, and there's potential for a modern deck to come out of this card.
Yes.
So,
I mean, just reanimate it and then get whatever you need back. I mean, it's
yeah, you can Goryo's Vengeance this guy if you mill him over.
yeah, it's real good.
It's real good. In short, yeah, it's good. I think this is going to see play.
Oh, definitely.
Now, this card here is how do you say it?
I would say Ariel.
Ariel? Okay, I believe that. Ariel, Knight of Windgrace, is a 4-mana 4/4, 2 colorless, a white and a black for a legendary creature, human knight, with vigilance. It is for a 2 colorless and a white, tap it, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. Then there's black tap.
One black.
Yeah, 1 black. Tap it. Excuse me. Tap X, untap knight you control. Destroy target creature with destroy target creature with power X or less. So you would pay 1 black, tap it, and then tap, let's say, 4 knights to get rid of a 4/4. Or a
And
4/5.
you can do this all while in combat because they have vigilance.
Yeah.
Every card. On this.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Vigilance is really good.
It's really good.
You know, it's funny because I've watching other people's reviews about certain keywords and stuff, and like vigilance is one of the underrated ones.
Very underrated.
And
It's
people
very relevant.
people have realized that being able to play both offense and defense on the same card makes it that's just inherently strong. And then being able to attack at any time at the end of their turn because you've attacked and they didn't decide to attack into you. Now you can blow it up anyways,
Or just make another knight.
or just make another knight. This card is gonna be the top end of the knight deck in standard.
And I mean, just alone as a 4/4 for 4 with vigilance is good.
Yeah. This was the main reason I considered making the black splash in the modern deck that I built. The reason why I chose to go against that is because Gideon is just still better of a card. Gideon alias Zendikar.
Yeah.
That's the spot that it would take. And this is just still a better card.
Swinging for 5 with Indestructible is
Yeah,
pretty good.
or every turn make a 2/2.
Or Anthony.
Yeah. So it is a better card, but in standard this is the top end. This is it. That's
great.
the beautiful thing. Very good card. Next up is Oath of Teferi. For 5 mana, 3 colorless, white, blue, legendary enchantment. Whenever Oath of Teferi enters the battlefield, exile another target permanent you control. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Then it says, you may activate the loyalty ability of planeswalkers you control twice each turn rather than only once.
That's real good.
So this is the Chain Veil essentially on a card.
Without having the backfire of the Chain Veil.
Right.
Now, you can't abuse it like the Chain Veil, but...
Right, you can't abuse it with the Teferi, the mono blue Teferi. What's that one called?
What, Chain Veil Teferi? The deck for Commander?
Yeah. What's the Teferi's name though?
Oh, it's
It's the mono blue
one.
Mono blue Teferi.
You plus and it on top 4 lands.
Yeah.
Or 4 permanents.
That card allows you to go infinite with the Chain Veil. This doesn't, but this
Temporal Archmage.
yeah, there it is. But this card you can use until you get the Chain Veil out, so you can search it out or whatever. You can play this and still in your Atraxa deck activate multiple times, multiple planeswalkers. So this is
You plus Jace?
immediately,
Twice.
yeah. This
That's
is
real good.
immediately going into that deck.
Or brainstorm twice? Well,
immediately
that's
going
kind of-
into
that
yeah,
feels bad.
immediately going into Atraxa deck and
Now
Commander.
if you have you can, fetch land, that's pretty good.
Yeah, this I don't think is going to see standard play actually because 5 mana is a lot.
Yeah, I'd rather, you just want to play the actual Teferi.
And I think it's also actually not going to see play
In standard, maybe a one of in standard.
Yeah, maybe one in standard, not in modern.
It's kind of more of a fun of.
Yeah, and then Commander immediately goes into Atraxa.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
Super Friends. Next up is Raph
Compassion.
Compassion.
The other person's.
Yeah,
Sibling?
Capuchin. I don't know.
I don't know.
Ship's Mage. It is a 4 mana 3/3, 2 colorless, 1 white, 1 blue for a legendary creature, human wizard. It has flash and flying, and it says you may cast historic spells as though they had flash. This can see play in a variety of different things. Actually, I believe this has the ability to see play in standard. I think this has the ability to be played in modern. While there isn't like a blue-white artifact strategy deck, I think this could see some sort of play somewhere.
Yeah.
And this is really good in Commander.
Very.
At any time that you have something that says your cards can be played with flash, inherently gives all the rest of your deck value that you didn't have before. And it's not a 5 mana 3/3 like all the other legendaries from this set. So this actually is a good value card.